After 4 months of creating some of the best memories, followed by some of our hardest moments in our lives, it's finally time to prepare to leave Panama. And before we can head offshore for our next big sail, we have lots of items to check off the list, including boat projects, doctor's appointments, provisioning, and of course squeezing in some time with friends before we all go in different directions.
Give you guys a little bit of an update of what's been going on recently. We are in Shelter Bay Marina in Panama. We're like on the Caribbean side of the Panama Canal entrance, like right over there. We got to go back to Florida for a little bit. My dad flew in to watch Jetty, keep an eye on the boat, but mostly Jetty. I don't know if you guys know, but Jetty's pretty particular with who she can be around. She seems all nice and friendly and lovey in the videos, but she doesn't like strangers, and it takes a while for people to like kind of get into her circle, to get close to her. She got attacked when she was a puppy, and we've talked about this before, but she's just kind of attached to us and anxious and has a little bit of trauma. So we love her, and so does our family. So we were lucky enough that my dad wanted to come down to Panama, hang on the boat for a little bit and watch Jetty, and I went up there for a week, and Sierra went up there for 3 weeks. So we got to spend a week together up there and seeing all of our family, some of our friends. We barely get to see any of our friends within a week, just because it's really not that much time. But we also I worked on the Tula canoe, our sailing outrigger canoe, and then we got to use that for a couple hours too, because we have something coming up with the Tula canoe in the future, and you guys will see this summer what's going on with that. And look what I got. This little stowaway who's eating Jetty's food right now. Come on, Mako, come here. So this is Mako. I'm cat sitting right now. Real quick, why did we go back to Florida? Just for a little break. Sierra had planned to go back to Florida for a long time. Her sister just had a baby, so congratulations to Spencer and Brian and baby Stetson. So Sierra had planned to go back up there to see her sister's baby and then help out a little and just see friends and family. And honestly, and then I went just for the same reasons and just to take a nice little break from the boat. This cat is Mako. That's his name. Right, Mako? He knows his name. And comment in the comments if you guys know whose cat this is. It's a pretty famous cat. I've never had a cat before. I like cats, but I don't know cats very well. But Mako seems like more like a dog than a cat to me. He's super affectionate and lets me like rub his belly like this, just like a dog would. I don't know if all cats are like that. And he even plays and like he'll like tease you a little bit, like a puppy would. And he's staying with me for until after Sierra gets back. And you guys, I'm sure, are wondering how Jetty likes to have a cat on board. They've been getting kind of close. They tolerate each other, and here he is playing and teething or biting me. And he does have claws, at least on his front claws, but he doesn't claw you too hard. And if you yell at him, he'll let go. Can you let go with your claws, please? Thank you. So they've been tolerating each other and allowing each other to get a little bit closer and closer, but once in a while, Mako will like swat at Jetty, because Jetty will walk by a little too close. I think Mako like pounced at him this morning, but I think in a playful way. I think Mako was trying to play with Jetty. For that reason, they've still been keeping their distance. So I don't know if Jetty's annoyed that this cat's on the boat, but she's tolerating Mako pretty good. So it's funny having a cat, taking care of a cat, and not being familiar with them. It's cool to see him like go all around the boat and like everywhere and just exploring. And I was like in the bilge the other day, and he like came in the bilge with me, disappeared into this like cavity that I could barely get my hand into, and then popped right back out. So if you guys haven't guessed it or commented already or looked at the comments to see whose cat this is Lauren Lander's cat. If you guys follow a lot of other like sailing YouTube channels, you guys know Lauren is a solo female sailor, and she's in this marina right now, or her boat is at least. She just flew back to the States to do like a charter in the Bahamas with her patrons, and I think to see some family as well. So yeah, we agreed to watch her cat, and it's been pretty fun. And you guys might notice, but it's a little bit of a mess. We're a little bit in project mode right now. So a few videos ago we mentioned like all like the excess heat in our starboard engine room compared to our port. We had a ton of comments on that. I'll kind of address some of those, and we're gonna install a blower fan on that side. And then we're gonna replace one of our deck turning blocks, maybe two. Well, we'll replace this. A few more things. We're gonna add a valve to our water maker product water so that we can divert it into either freshwater tank. We have one on each side of the boat. Right now it only goes into that one, and then I can use the hose and pump it into the other one if I want to. But this will just allow us to put the product water directly into that tank, or switch the valve and the product water from the water maker will go directly into the other tank. So, you know, a bunch of little things just to improve the boat or repair the boat, or, you know, whatever. First, before we do anything, we've had these coconuts rolling around in our cockpit, so I gotta open them up and harvest them, get the meat out, and like, yeah, get the skins and everything off the boat. So let's go do that. There we go. All right, there we go. 5 more to go. That's gonna be a good coconut. That's a lot of coconut water. Ah, that's so good. I should mention this in our update. Sierra's been wanting one of these because this boat oven is the worst oven we've ever used. We've talked about that in previous videos. All this surrounding surface incredibly hot, and this is super hot. It honestly feels like it's hotter outside the oven than it is inside the oven because it takes forever to cook things in there. The worst oven we've ever used. Seawind has a solution to protect the surrounding area. They want us to drill more vent holes in the back bottom of the compartment and then add like a DIY like heat shield above it. I requested that they do this in this upcoming warranty period we're gonna have this summer. Hopefully that'll at least improve the heat on the outside of things, protect the surrounding surfaces. I don't know, we just haven't really been using it. So here in Panama, finally bought this air fryer type oven for Sierra, and it is amazing. It's so good. If it wasn't for this, I'll tell you in a sec, I would 1000% just rip out this oven, just put this thing in there, and we'd have an electric air fryer oven. Like, it's night and day how much better it is. And a lot of people are replacing their ovens on their boat with something like this. But we're already at an electrical deficit slightly. We would just be having to, like when we're on anchor, we just be having to run our engines just more and more to make electricity. It just kills me to do that. Or like buy a generator. We're plugged in shore power here, so we just are using shore power for the marina, and it's amazing. It's really good. We figured we'll just like store it when we're not using it, when we're like on anchor and like trying to conserve electricity, and if we have plenty of electricity or we're at a marina, then we'll use it. And when I say we're at a deficit for electricity, it's like if we have a super bright sunny day, we have plenty of electricity, and then it depends how much like air conditioner we run at night, and then it depends like what the next day brings in terms of recharging. On a perfect bright sunny day, like we generally pretty much fully recharge, like to 100%, but anything short of that, we don't quite recharge to 100%, therefore we're already at a little bit of a deficit. If we run our AC at night, we'll wake up, batteries will be, I don't know, 30% or so, and then if it's not a perfectly sunny day, then we don't get to 100%. So there's one of our other updates. We're gonna bake these things and then get the meat out. Hey guys, here's a super short reminder that we just restocked a bunch of merch in the Tula shop. The link is in the description if you're interested. I watched this video that showed me how to do all this, and it's making it way easier than any time I've ever, hopefully I didn't jinx it, any time I've ever tried to harvest coconuts. Yeah, look at this. Hold on, just put it in the oven at 400 for 10 minutes. Oops. It's supposed to like pop out. JD loves coconut. She's right below you guys waiting. I'll give her a piece in a minute. I got another 11 of these to go, so this isn't going as smooth as I wanted. Up till now it did. Coconuts are a lot of work. Oh yeah, yummy. Alright guys, I got a whole freaking bowl of coconut, and this is not even all of it. I already cut some more into chunks and dehydrated some already. It started to come out a little bit better. I think I just had to heat them up a little bit more or a little bit longer, and I was able to get like almost full chunks out. And then I used this vegetable peeler and I shaved this extra skin, this extra brown skin that comes off. Now I have a bunch of pieces like this. Now I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna shave off pieces, make coconut shavings, and dehydrate it in this food process, or whatever it's called. Hey, JD, get out of there. Go. JD's eating Mako's food. And then we got like a bunch of these that came out good, so we're gonna turn these into coconut bowls. I don't know, we'll see if Sierra wants to keep them or give them away as gifts or something. This is a lot of work, I'll be honest. Coconuts are so much work. Oh, this is way easier now that they were in the fridge overnight. Alright, I take that back. Coconuts are less work if you put them in the fridge overnight. At least shaving them. I keep calling it a air fryer. It's one of those, I think it's a Ninja. It's a Ninja like 10-in-1 or 12-in-1 or whatever. It's like convection oven, food dehydrator, air fryer, air roaster. It does it all. I put a batch in already this morning. And I put it in for like at 135 degrees for 2 hours and 15 minutes, and they are so good. They're like still a little bit chewy, but a little bit crunchy. It's gonna be a great like snack or to add into like anything, curries or smoothies or all sorts of stuff. Granola, I'm sure. And kind of doing it in these long shreds might not be the best. Great for snacks still. Yeah, so good. As always, there's a few boat projects that we need to take care of before we set sail again. If you've been watching our videos, you saw how one of our traveler blocks exploded just as we were leaving Colombia a couple months ago. This is the second time this happened in less than 2 years, and although Seawind has been super quick in sending us a replacement block, the most important thing for us is to figure out why this is happening and what we need to do to prevent it in the future, because on a rough offshore passage, this could be downright dangerous to try to deal with. Originally, I thought the blocks were getting too close to the fixed blocks on the end of the traveler track, causing a poor lead and prying the blocks apart. But after it happened the first time, we have been careful to keep a 6-inch or more gap between the two blocks, and I even put marks on our traveler line to help us keep this distance. So after this happened the second time, I was baffled because the leads looked pretty good to me. In the end, after multiple follow-ups with Seawind, they finally informed me that these blocks were actually installed wrong from the factory. They should be rotated 90 degrees. A pretty easy fix, and I probably should have figured this out on my own, but it's always good to have a definitive answer from the manufacturer. The second boat project we have to tackle is to replace this deck organizer. One of the sheaves in this organizer, the one which the main halyard goes over, has worn a flat spot in it which keeps it from spinning well, even though it's still free to spin when I turn it with my finger with the line loose. What usually happens is that dirt or corrosion stops these sheaves from spinning, and then the line quickly and easily wears a flat spot in one part of the sheave. But I'm really diligent about rinsing them well, especially after wet sails, because I know that this is a known potential problem. Again, I'm hoping to find out the cause of this as I replace the deck organizer. You might be wondering why I'm replacing the whole deck organizer instead of just the single sheave, and that's because the sheaves are permanently fixed to the deck organizer. There's no way to replace just a single one. The first 2 bolts come out easy, but as I start to unscrew the tight 3rd bolt, I could tell something was wrong, and then just as quickly as the bolt broke, the 1-hour job became at least a 3-hour job. I broke out the drill bits and easy outs and began to drill and drill. After an hour or 2 of attempting to extract what was left of the bolt with an easy out, I had 0 success and no promising signs. The broken bolt was not budging no matter how much effort I put in. As the frustration began to build, I hastily decided that I would just try to drill out as much of the remaining bolt and then see if I could use a correctly sized tap to somehow clean up the threads. I should note that the way Seawind and a lot of production boat companies mount deck hardware is that they glass in a metal plate to the back of or underneath the deck laminate, then they drill and tap threads to accept the mounting bolts. There are no nuts here, just threads in a big metal plate that's glassed to the underside or within the deck laminate. I drilled through to the stud diameter of the old bolt and began to try to clean up the old threads with a tap with some decent success in the beginning. I should note that I don't think you're really supposed to use a tap in a hand drill like this, and if you do, you should go slow and carefully, otherwise there's risk of messing up the threads or breaking the tap. After a few hours of grinding and chipping, I finally removed all the pieces of the broken tap. I took a few minutes to examine my options. As I was messing around with the hardware and existing threads, I learned why this organizer sheave probably failed in the first place. This is a brand new bolt, and with it screwed into the backing plate about the depth it would be to secure the organizer, I noticed that it is slightly angled in the direction of the wear on the deck surface, where the sheave was making contact. This slight angle, along with the force from the line on the sheave, must have been enough to allow the sheave to make contact with the deck surface with enough friction to stop it from spinning. After learning what the initial problem was and going through my options, I decided that the best thing to do would be to fill the existing holes and remount the deck organizer a couple inches inboard. I did a few fit checks to make sure the new position would work and continued on, drilling new holes and then using a new tap to make threads into the existing backing plate. I still use the drill, mostly because I don't have a tap handle on board, but I took extra care to do it a bit more carefully and make sure the tap was perfectly straight up and down. After creating and tapping my new holes and cleaning everything up, I filled the old holes with Thixo thickened epoxy, and I mounted the new deck organizer that Seawind had quickly sent over to us. After some cleanup and testing, I can officially cross this job off the list.
I'm back! I missed you, puppy dog. Okay guys, it's been 3 weeks. Been off the boat 3 weeks. I think that's the longest I've ever been off the boat. It was a really awesome trip. So special. Got to meet our very first nephew. My sister is doing absolutely amazing. Since we left, my cousin had gotten pregnant and had her baby, so I got to meet her baby as well. Got to be there for my sister's birthday, my mom's birthday, my cousin's wedding. Got to see Billy's siblings and his mom and spend just so much time with our family and our friends who we have been missing so much lately. As awesome and as special as that trip was, it was also really hard because, you know, I want to give all this excitement and happiness and share it with all these people that I love so much, but it's also really hard being around so many babies in such a difficult time. So it was good and it was hard all at the same time, but I'm glad we went. And now we're back and we have our last final follow-up appointment in Panama City with our doctor there to make sure everything's a-okay. And then we gotta hit up the grocery store. Billy's dad's coming back. He's gonna help us sail from Panama over to Honduras. We got a lot going on. Lauren's coming back. She's gonna pick up Mako and we'll get to see her for a little bit before we get going again. I'm excited to see new places as much as I'm it's not that I'm not looking forward to going back. It's just going back to the States when we had not planned on going back to the States for so long, and then the reason we were going back is no longer the reason we're going back. A little difficult, but we're trying to find new things to do and get excited about. And now we had told you we were gonna spend like most of hurricane season in North Carolina, but now we're thinking maybe after the race and after the warranty work, maybe we'll just shoot up to Nova Scotia because we haven't been there. It's totally new. Would love to get back to Washington, but you know, we're not on that coast, so this is our next best thing and next coolest opportunity. So Nova Scotia might be in our near future. So yeah, lots of cool things coming up, and we are excited to bring you with us. I will be the first to admit that I hate hospitals. They just always feel so sad and depressing, and with all that goes on within the walls of hospitals, how could they not? But even with all that's happened in the past few months, from the ER to the OR to the number of follow-up appointments, the Panama Clinic is still a happy place. Besides the amazing doctors and care we received from our very first appointment, they also have a museum, movie theater, mall, and a bowling alley, which you know we took advantage of for some friendly competition to brighten up one of the harder days. All of these activities, I assume, are to keep the morale up, and I can absolutely confirm it works. As much as I am so glad we got the final all clear today, I'm going to miss this place and the special happy moments we did have here.
That was our first big provision in a while, and there's only, I mean, it's $600. That's not bad for how much stuff we got, I think. Everyone in the US is suffering about egg prices, and we just got 60 eggs for $11.
Hopefully most of them won't be rotted.
All right, that's just part of it. Sierra is packaging the meat and vacuum sealing it. How's it going? It's your favorite job.
This takes forever. It really takes a long time because I love this vacuum sealer, but I don't know, something's wrong with it where it like puts a hole in it, so you gotta seal it like multiple times, hoping that one of those times you won't get a hole and all the air won't come out. So it just takes forever. I did all the chicken thighs, I'm almost done with all the steak, then I gotta do all the chicken breasts and all the ground beef. But we will not be going to the grocery store and getting meat for a very long time.
And what I have to do, which is very important when you live on a boat, is unpackage all this stuff. Get rid of as much packaging as possible, especially the cardboard, because I don't know if you guys know this, bugs will live in the cardboard, or like cockroach eggs specifically, and you'll get cockroaches aboard. We honestly probably should have done this outside the boat, like on the dock, got rid of it, but nice AC in here and whatever. They can't hatch that quick. And also so that like if we store things in the bilge, that cardboard doesn't get all soggy or humid, and also just to get rid of as much garbage as possible here while there's a place to get rid of garbage responsibly, because I don't know what it's like in the Bay Islands of Honduras or wherever we're going next. A lot of times it's a pain in the butt to get rid of garbage, or it costs money, or that's what we're gonna do right now. These animals are refusing to help, and Jetty keeps tapping her bowl for dinner, but I can't get to her food because it's in the middle of all this mess. I sent a picture of Mako to Lauren when Mako was in the basket, and she's like, oh yeah, Mako loves like baskets and things, and sure enough, Mako's made a little home in this cardboard box.
Mako, that's the box that I have to put all the other cardboard boxes in. You don't care, do you?
Alright, we got pretty much most things unpackaged, and we still got to put a bunch of stuff away. Sierra's just about done vacuum sealing all the meat. We're gonna throw this garbage out, take Jetty for a walk, and then we'll get the rest of this stuff stored in plastic bins and in the bilge and stuff. I'm also gonna dehydrate a bunch of mangoes and pineapple that I bought. I bought a bunch of extra so we can cut them up and try to dehydrate them in the, do you call it an air fryer?
Do you mean that you love my air fryer?
It works pretty
It's
dang
an
good.
air fryer convection oven.
In the air fryer, the Ninja 12-in-1 air fryer 10-in-1 convection oven. So we're gonna dehydrate some fruit and have those for snacks while we're sailing. All right, we got to give Mako back. Don't tell Lauren all the cool bro stuff we did together.
Don't drip tears on his head.
Now it's time for the scars on my hand to heal.
He's not very good about that.
We'll miss you,
No, I was
Mako.
roughhousing with him. I was definitely instigating.
He loves it.
All right, Mako. Safe sailing. Have fun crossing the Pacific Ocean.
He's like, wait, you can actually take me back with you.
Don't miss me too much.
We'll miss you, little buddy. And he's off. Back home. Luckily, this was just a soft goodbye. We have one last trek through the jungle together before we officially say, see you later.
Mako!
What a fun little backpack.
Can I see? Hello? Hello?
What's that name? So we're right here in the basin, right? If we look straight, we go up this road right here. That's what you've walked all the way up in there, right? Mm-hmm. And then we cut back and we hit right over towards the Howard battery right here. Okay, let's go to the battery first because it's right here.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of weird that we hiked for 2 hours and then we hit the battery just 100 yards from the marina, you know. So it's nice just to get the battery out of the first one right here, the big one. Kind of see what they're about, and then we can go up into the jungle and try to find another one.
Okay.
Because there's like 6 of them here. You'll find you'll be tromping through the jungle and like go kick something. You go, what the heck's that? And it's like an old artillery shell or a.
I saw that people were fighting like cannonballs.
Yeah, there's cannonballs everywhere. There's one right up here. I'll show you.
Cool. They invited us over for dinner, and then
Whoa, quaddy.
you know, old bottles, artifacts, cannonballs, like old cufflinks, and like arrowheads. It was really cool. So my person said I wanted to find my room.
You think it's just steel?
Yeah, it looks like it.
That's crazy. Your hand. That's so big.
See what I mean? It's a couple 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's so cool.
I'm sure that's a cannonball, right?
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah, what the right?
I mean, what else
could
would
it
it
be?
be doing here? I mean, that's not from the Fort Sherman area. That's probably from the Spaniards. I didn't look it up yet. These are all batteries.
Uh-huh.
So I take it they're for storing ammunition
Okay.
because there's turrets inside of these. I could see for putting rifles out to protect them.
Uh-huh.
Just the way they have internally, there's these like tracks everywhere for like carrying heavy load distance.
Wow.
And at this time, so like the 1920s,
Yeah.
who were they protecting themselves from?
Well, we were here. This is a U.S. site
Okay,
to protect the Panama Canal during the World War I, World War II.
gotcha.
Okay, so this one, the name of this one's right over here. So let's go all the way to the end of it and then walk through the whole thing.
Yeah.
You are a great tour guide.
So when we came to this one, we actually came down one of these staircases and came in here. Okay, this won't do any good until I see a heat source. Then look at this.
Oh, they're so big.
So look, I bet you this is like a command central. These things, see all the lights?
Yeah.
Those are probably different rooms, so when a light goes off, that's instructing somebody to go to that area. Yeah, so
Who wants to go climb up that ladder?
All yours.
well.
Oh, there's some cockroaches.
Yeah, that's all.
I don't want to take any home. I got rid of them.
Oh, he just crawled. I think he crawled into his pocket.
Don't say that. Oh my god. I'm gonna take this story. I'll tell it later.
Oh,
Get out of here.
there's so many.
Never mind.
This place is huge.
Right here. That's, yeah, you can see 'em.
Oh yeah.
They're so quiet.
What movie am I thinking of? With Will Island? Yes. That movie haunts me like to this. I think that it's fun for that. If I were a jaguar, I would make this version.
No. You guys scared me with your scream.
Did you see it come by you?
Yeah. What kind of bats do you think they are? You don't think they're vampire bats, do you?
They're pretty big.
Whoa! A big cat. He's all black, like 5 feet up that tree. A cat.
A hat?
Cat.
I see it.
Oh, a cat.
What is that thing?
It is a cat. Some sort of cat. Yeah, look at this is a pole light that says
Yeah.
Boston, USA on it.
Wow.
That's cool.
But this is kind of an interesting room. If you look at it, see this little ditch out? That's where the floor was. So the floor is elevated up to there, but all the wood is rotted away or stolen. And then, so they stood in these corners and, you know, people with rifles were protected. And up here, I don't know what this is up here.
But well, you think the floor was off of here? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
To keep everything off the ground?
Before we lose reception.
What was that movie?
We need to get somehow across the fence.
Whoa.
Now this goes, it's not on the map, it's this fence.
Really?
And it goes for a mile.
Wow, really?
It just keeps going. And look at, these are all little gun turrets.
Yeah. Like, it's crazy how they're angled.
Yeah, so you could aim back and forth. But look how many stations are along this.
So
So last
crazy.
time we walked along this, thinking, okay, this must end at another battery, like Stanley.
And it didn't.
No, and we walked and walked and walked. This goes all the way to the ocean. You can't, there's like a doorway right here. And I think this is it.
That's pretty freaking cool.
Looks like a medicinal bottle.
Yeah, how did you find it?
It's just laying right here. But that definitely is old. You should wash it up and try to look it up.
What does it say on the bottom?
Listerine.
Spa.
What does it say?
It's something S-P-A.
Thought you were going to say SPF.
Yeah, right?
Does it have a seam?
No.
But you wonder what the story is behind that bottle.
Yeah, right? No seam, but it does
Was
have
it
like these
liquor and a
ridges.
couple of guys were on leave, came up here, got, you know, could have been from the 60s. They did jungle warfare training here in the 60s and 70s though.
Like the U.S. did?
Yeah.
Teal, you got me in trouble. I'm gonna go home with 1,000,000 bottles.
What, you find one?
She's got 4 now.
That didn't take long.
I need to know what they all are.
I know, wash them up, they're kind of cool.
I'm gonna sneak these on your boat when you're not looking. Tape measure.
Oh yeah. That's funny, because this is a Stanley battery, I think.
Oh, really?
It's kind of, I think it's one of these right here.
Try our best. Pretty wild that all these stuff is just like forgotten about.
fits in deep. And this is all, yeah, because look at, there was a wood floor in here before around the perimeter. So these could have been, yeah, big guns in here that were mounted here.
That's crazy.
Can you imagine what it sounded like in here?
Oh God.
Mower. Or mower.
This one, someone was telling us there's like this like altar table in there.
Fury. These are big tables made for sliding up heavy trucks. So a truck would drive in here, and they push a pallet off of it, or pull it off, and set it on here to offload it, and the truck can get out of here. Or vice versa. Same thing. It was probably a truck and trailer, like setup, that could pull in here. Yeah, come in, and then they either load or offload something right here. Because these are big skids for skidding something off of a...
Little bats.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, but look at this. Look at it's been undermined right here. So I think what happened was during a hurricane.
What's a jumping one? What is that?
Oh wow, that thing's huge. I was looking at that one.
Great. I think
Okay, neither do I. Let's walk by him.
spiders. Do we? Oh, that thing is gnarly. I swear to God.
Well, they're so small they can't be the counters. So careful, don't aim it at you. It has a firing pin right here. And a trigger. You know what these could be? These are wire traps. You have seen those things? Be careful. They have a shell encased in them. They're made, you screw this to a tree, right? And then you tie strings on these loops right here. And when that is pulled out, it fires off. There's a live round of ammunition. Don't point it at Billy. Don't point it at me.
Where's the front? This is the front?
Yeah, it fires right there. But look,
Don't point at me. Don't point.
I mean, it certainly looks like it. Like this pin would tie to a string, right? When this pulls out, this trigger right here would spring load and hit some sort of either a noisemaker or a projectile. But this is all, is this aluminum? No, it's some sort of plastic.
Plastic?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some sort.
But they're definitely, I think these are for tripwires.
That's nice. When did plastic start being made into things like this?
They did jungle warfare training in the 70s here.
Oh, okay.
I'll get 3.
As the whole tree comes down on it.
Hold on, this could be pretty fun actually. As long as it doesn't break.
Don't aim through the glass.
Woo! Alright, you guys go. That's pretty fun.
I gotta try it.
Hold on.
Yeah! It kind of flips out there.
60 what? 60's got nothing on you. That's so sick.
One more.
It's scary. It's scary going out there. One broke. Alright, that was my sign.
Battery stick.
Okay, we do it all the time.
That was a video. Is everybody checking for tips?
These
Like barracks? I mean, for like officers or what? Because
Wow.
they're just rooms.
Wow.
So here's a big pier pad here that we're standing on. This must have been a big gun here, I would think. Because look at this view.
Yeah. It wouldn't take much to clear that out, huh? To be able to see through all that. Oh yeah, there's another trail.
Okay, we need to be going due south now. Okay, so where's the sun? right there. Yeah, so yeah, just keep heading this way. We should hit that wall.
Whoa.
Then,
Oh, here's the wall.
oh yeah, see? See, my brain works. Okay, now we follow this pretty much all the way to this road, or to the wall starts, and that gets us really close to the church.
We are ready to set sail, and now it's just a matter of waiting for favorable weather to leave Panama and sail north. My dad is coming sailing with us, and while we wait for weather, it's important for him to really get to know the boat. And there's no better way to get to know a boat than by waxing her. He also hoisted me up the mast so I could do a quick rig check. Hopefully next time we see you guys, we are sailing offshore.
Final goodbye!
If you made it to the end of this video, then you definitely enjoyed it, or at least got some good value out of it. If you'd like to support this channel, then click the link in the description and head over to the Tula shop, where we have a bunch of awesome merch, including the comfortable and stylish hooded sun shirt I was wearing in this video. Thanks for watching!